everybody. I am on doing the No Cap Sunday update. Yes, it is Tuesday, but I wasn't able to do it on Sunday. I actually have been posting our actual sermons on my page on Sunday to try and encourage others to kind of listen to the sermon. But I had somebody bring up No Cap Sunday to me. So I got on to do No Cap Sunday so that you wouldn't miss out, kind of like on my take of the sermon. And if you have some thoughts you want to add, you can go ahead and do that. So the pastor this Sunday came from Colossians chapter 2, 1 through 10. Okay. And his sermon was titled Living a Supernatural Life. So instantly when he says that, I'm like, oh yeah, wow, this is going to be good because when once we profess our hopes and our faith in Jesus Christ, we automatically are saying that we're going to live a supernatural life that is no longer just a natural life, that we're living based on faith, that things are going to be different than what they normally are when you're not living a supernatural life. Now, one of the points that he brought up was if once you have given your life to Christ and you're a Christian and you're, having faith, if things seem the exact same, then there's something wrong. There's something that we should be doing differently in life. And that doesn't mean, let me say this, because a lot of people are mistaken. And this is one of the things that I feel like as a church, and when I say church, not necessarily just our church, but just a church, period, the church period. We don't explain to people that just because you profess a hope in Christ, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm trying to get that blue light out of my glasses. But that when you give your life to Christ, that means that you're not going to have any more problems in life. That is absolutely not true. Okay. That means that the way that you look at things and the way that you go through your circumstances will definitely be different. And in some situations, they would just turn out totally differently through your faith walk. Okay. So that's one point I always try to make with people when you start talking about rededicating your life to Christ or dedicating your life to Christ, and knowing that there will never be just perfection. There will be things that happen to all of us that are very trying, but the way that we go through those things looks totally different. Okay. When you have a hope in Christ and you have faith and you trust in divine intervention and God's will, the way that you see things is totally different. The way that you go through things is totally different. That's part of that living a supernatural life. Now, also, something that was a very good point, and something I bring up all the time when I'm talking to you guys, is about the growth and the connection that we have with God. And I often say that sometimes I struggle with this, okay? Not because I don't believe, and I say that all the time, it's because I just struggle with different things, my prayer life, staying focused in the midst of so many different things that are going on. And I have had some frustrations about different things. I was recently sharing with my husband that there was a time period that I was praying for a spouse and for the Lord to bless me with a spouse. And people know I was single for a little bit over a decade or whatever. And I just got to where I was like, you know what? I'm not praying about this anymore. I am so irritated. I am so done. And I am so tired that I just can't do it anymore. And I got frustrated. I don't know if I would say I was frustrated with God, as I was just frustrated with the whole process. And I was frustrated with hearing be patient. And I was just frustrated with it all. But I think that hindered me in a way, because I kind of, I can't say I gave up, but I just got tired, of the process, and so I didn't, I just stopped praying, and I had the attitude of, you know what, Lord, just recycle the prayers I've already done, because I'm just done praying about this. I'm so irritated, And then I even went as far as to say, Lord, because I see things, and I said this in my last recording, that I dream. I see things in my dreams, and God talks to me in that way. And I even was like, take them dreams away too. I don't want to see none of it. And so I'm having to fight to get back to at least there, to where I am spiritually really motivated the way that I was before, and praying and just really connected, because there's nothing like that connection that you have with God when you're on track. But you do tend to get off track. It's kind of like it reminds me of exercising in a bit. You know that when you exercise, you feel better. Your even your attitude is better. You feel better about yourself. Your skin looks good. Your body feels great. Your blood pressure's down. Your sugar's down. You eat better. For me, if I'm working out, I eat better automatically, because I'm like, I'm not wasting that workout. I'm really conscious of those things that I'm doing. It's the same with God. It's like, if you get up in the morning and you pray, and you really spend that time with the Lord, your day goes totally different. The same crazy things might happen in your day, but the way you feel about them and the way that you deal with them emotionally and mentally is totally different. Okay, that's part of living a supernatural life. You should not be responding to things the way that you did 10 years ago when maybe if you just got saved. You should look at things differently. That's part of the growth. Doing things based on faith, and knowing that at the end of it all, it's the way God is guiding your steps, and you respect his will. To me, that always has exceeded what I desired. His will for me has always exceeded what I desire. So I might have been praying for this one thing, and then God may say, okay, I'm going to give you that plus, because I know what you need. He knows what you need. Sometimes, I think about it also, and I try to give you guys, parallels so you can just kind of relate to it. Like when you're a parent, and you have a little kid, and you're like, it's time for a nap. And they're like, I don't want a nap. Like, you don't know what you want. Okay. That to me is kind of like what God is saying. You don't know what you want. You don't know what's good for you. You don't know what you need. So that's why I'm like, Lord, let your will be done. Okay. That's why I, try to be very selective in anything that I'm praying for, because sometimes I don't want his permissive will to exceed his will. Sometimes he'll be like, all right, I'll permit it. This ain't what I had planned for you, but okay, you keep on asking for it. Here you go. That's not always the best thing. You know what I'm saying? I always put, Lord, if it's your will, let your will be done. It could be something simple as a car. I went looking for a car before and be like, Lord, just let the air work. Because the car I had before, maybe the air didn't work. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to let the air work. I'm going to give you a sunroof, and I'm going to give you leather seats. And it's like, ooh, this is what God, this is how God works. And it's not about God being a Santa Claus. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just giving examples of how God works supernaturally in your life, knowing better was for you than what you know. And I know somebody's like, whatever, but I promise you, it works better that way when you're living a supernatural life for God. So I really enjoyed this sermon. I'm making sure that I haven't left anything off, because I had notes. I took notes. Also, one of the things was talking about authority given in Jesus. We have authority given, through Jesus Christ. Okay. People like to say, well, that happened in the Bible. God is the same now, then, and forever. So you have authority through your spirituality and, living a supernatural life. Look that word up. And so I really enjoyed the sermon, and it is on my page, you guys, if you want to watch it for yourself, along with the other sermons for the last few weeks. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this no cap. Please follow me on Instagram and Subscribe to my page on YouTube. I'm still here, you guys. And follow me on Facebook, Shay Cherie. Memoirs of an Imperfect Christian. Why do I always forget that? But it's been nice talking to you guys. Talk later. Bye-bye.